In this presentation, the lamp is representing the sun, the pear is representing the earth, and the mandarin is representing the moon. The sun is always lighting up one side of the moon, whilst earth creates its shadow. Now the moon rotates on its own axis and revolves around earth in the exact same speed. Therefore we only ever see one side of the moon, as neither earth or the moon is moving ahead on the rotation or falling behind. There are 8 phases of the moon, and these happen roughly every 27.5 days, and this forms the calendar month that we know today. A phase is an angle of the moon to the earth, so it appears differently every day. And at the end of the phases, spectrums are the full and new moons. A full moon is when we see the entire lit portion of the moon. The full moon phase occurs when the moon is on the opposite side of the earth from the sun, called opposition. A lunar eclipse can only happen at full moon. A new moon is when the moon cannot be seen because we are looking at the unlit half of the moon. The new moon phase occurs when the moon is directly between the earth and the sun. A solar eclipse can only happen at the new moon. Now a solar eclipse, as seen here by the fruit and the lamp, is a spectacular sight and a rare astronomical event. Each one is only visible from a limited area. An eclipse of the sun happens when the new moon moves between the sun and earth, blocking out the sun's rays and casting a shadow on parts of earth. The moon shadow is not enough to engulf the entire planet, so the shadow is always limited to a certain area. This area changes during the course of the eclipse because the moon and the earth are in constant motion. Earth constantly rotates around its axis while it orbits the sun, and the moon orbits earth. This is why solar eclipses seem to travel from one place to another. There are 4 different types of solar eclipses. How much of the sun's disk is eclipsed? The eclipse magnitude depends on which part of the moon's shadow falls on the earth. The 4 types of solar eclipses are partial, annual, total, and hybrid eclipses. Now a lunar eclipse, as shown here when Earth is between the moon and the sun, is when Earth's shadow blocks the sun's light, which otherwise reflects off the moon. There are 3 different types of lunar eclipses: total, partial, and p-numerable, with the most dramatic being a total lunar eclipse, in which Earth's shadow completely covers the moon. A lunar eclipse can occur only at a full moon. A total lunar eclipse can happen only when the sun, earth, and moon are perfectly lined up. Anything less than perfection creates a partial lunar eclipse or no eclipse at all. Because the moon's orbit around Earth lies in a slightly different plane than Earth's orbit around the sun, perfect alignment for an eclipse doesn't occur at every full moon. A total lunar eclipse develops over time, typically a couple hours for the whole event. Thank you for watching.